We have a magic spreadsheet, and what it is all of the local authorities have an agreement, the LAA. And what they do is they list, there's a massive list, so the ones for London I think are 949 indicators. But for all of England, I think it's well over, 9,000 I think. So they've got all of these indicators of different things that they want to address. So outside the remit of youth crime, it could be something like how green is the council? How green is the community? How do we do in the public consultation process of putting in new buildings? So all of those indicators are put by region into this spreadsheet, and so because it's a local area agreement, it's people that are geographically, it's trying to be able to create more cooperation between local authorities on the same issues. So we went to this magic spreadsheet and we looked at places. So for example, Hackney and Lewisham and Southwark, really, really big on addressing youth crime. So we went to them first rather than looking at other boroughs that might not have that as one of their indicators, because you have a better chance at appealing to the council about an innovation project that is relevant on kind of their list of things. Especially with the election, we found jailbreak was really timely. A lot of people were like, oh yeah, we really want projects that have to do with youth offending, preferably before May. So it's not a Mickey Mouse game of timing or elections coming up so you know what's on their agenda, but it's more a matter of being able to help them deliver the things that they want to achieve, rather than this is what we've got, that's what you've got. I wonder if there's any overlap and if we could get funding or if we could implement this project together. It's more, let's cooperate, and what's on your thing, what's one of your indicators, what can we help with?
Each city council or unitary authority has to agree 35 indicators. So when they're all added together across the country, say there's 9,000 of them, they will overlap, so that there's something like 190 that each authority had to narrow down to just 35. And some of them are compulsory, things like trying to equalise out health inequalities, so that people in different parts of the same city have the same kind of fair access to GP services or out-of-hours medical services. But each city or county has to agree its own. And it is one of the issues that people come for funding and they've got a fantastic idea, and if it's not on that list, they cannot look at it, and they can't be persuaded to look at it, because they've got to present the list, have it agreed, and then everything that they do must focus on that list. So that, for example, if you're approaching the Primary Care Trust, they have to have 8, I think, 8, and then out of that 8, 50% of them things that they're absolutely committed to. So one of them, for example, is to reduce the incidence of bronchial disease in Leicester. So if you have something that's helping people, some kind of application about reducing the number of people who smoke, that will go down really well in Leicester. But if you've got something about reducing teenage pregnancy rates or something that's not one of the indicators they've agreed, it doesn't matter how fantastic it is, they can't look at it. So that's the thing about being there. You talk to the authorities first before you start to develop something. And one of the principal ones with, most people have probably seen a document called One Leicester. And anybody who's spent an afternoon in Leicester sees this One Leicester everywhere on posters and hanging from street lamps and such like. And one of the principal goals of that is what the council calls talking up Leicester. And almost everything that you could amplify and create a coffee club do falls inside those parameters, like the Leicester on the Map project and all these kind of things, where it's trying to present a positive. I mean, one of the dreadful phrases that I was introduced to in these kind of consultations was to good mouth Leicester. And is
that a word?
It is now. The opposite, of course, is to badmouth. We're all very familiar with that one, badmouth, but I've never heard it the other way around before. So that kind of thing, talking up Leicester, is one of the city council in their LAA. It's one of the things they're committed to. So anything that does that, and it's a thing that a lot of people from this group have been working on, is something that will be looked on favourably and does have a chance of some kind of financial support.
That's great. That's really positive. I didn't want to tell you guys that what you had, things that you were doing had to fall within these indicators, because I like the rogue ideas that just take off and don't need buy-in and then can get it later. But you're absolutely right. There are these indicators that if you're not ticking that box, you might as well go for private funders or other places to take it forward. Speaking of bad-mouthing, so this is, I'm going to give you an example. We went to Birmingham a couple weeks ago, and somebody told me that the website, Birmingham, It's Not Shit, gets 3 times as many hits as the council website. This was started by an individual who decided that it was really important for him to talk about how much he loves Birmingham and kind of dispel all the reputations it has. I think the city I'm from in Canada is a twin city with Birmingham, which probably tells you a lot about it. But the thing is, it's got information on there about when public consultations are happening. It's got information about services, but it also has things like upcoming events and concerts, and it's got a discussion forum, and it's far more interactive and has a lot more information that's useful to people than apparently the Birmingham Council website. I don't see Amplified Leicester as this, per se, but it also is a really good jumping off point for people who are living in Birmingham or visiting to get an idea of what the city's like and to access information that they need about the things going around. So sometimes the official council website isn't necessarily the best option for the users of it. Sometimes it's the rogue one. Kind of another inspirational story for you around some rogue ideas is, so the My Police idea started June 2009 from Scotland. 2 young service designers have taken it on as their project. It's mypolice.org. In early 2010, HMIC decided to launch mypolice.org.uk. It's the same name. It's different by 2 letters, and that has to do with the domain name. But HMIC was calling it My Police. You can't trademark something like the word police. It's a public entity. You can't own the rights to it. And huge debates went on for about a month and a half about who should actually be able to be called My Police. A big social media storm happened. Somebody created My HMIC, which was just this site that people could go on and write their comments to say, well, HMIC is massive and they deserve to be doing this. But there's one big thing that was a problem, not just the fact that they had the same name. It was the same name, but they were offering 2 completely different services. My Police, kind of a feedback system, engaging with people and being able to share your stories. HMIC's mypolice.org.uk was more about providing crime data and statistics. So one's a 2-way street and one's a 1-way street. Same name, really confusing. And you'd think, oh, it was probably just like, it was a mistake. There's lots of timely things around the police now because of G20 summits and lots of different things going on. So you've heard about protests and lots of attention has been drawn to the police. But HMIC phoned My Police early January and said, we just bought this domain name. We just want you to know that you're going to get a lot of increased traffic to your site that's actually meant for us. The funny bit about this entire story is mypolice.org still don't have a website. It's still not completely built. And HMIC got theirs up overnight. They have the money. And within 2 days, I think, of them having that interaction, mypolice.org.uk, the HMIC's version, had a sponsored link on Google. And they were just coming up, completely dominating the very grassroots, community-driven My Police. So it was really, really interesting for about a month and a half watching it all play out and watching all of the arguments and all the emails they sent between each other get published and kind of seeing all that play out. But My Police got to keep it, the SI Camp idea, and the HMIC backed down and decided to change their name. So you can have a little look at the story.